All right. It looks like I think we're ready to go. Welcome, everyone, as always, to Workshop Wednesday, where today we have a new project on the horizon. We're going to be making some rings. Actually, some rings out of wire. And I have some plans and projects here for how we're going to make some rings out of this. We're going to use this and some little beads here. I have some miscellaneous sort of silver and gold beads, and we're going to use those and see what we get. So I'm basing this off of an Instructable that I found for making easy rings, which I'll be using as kind of a reference here. And the basic idea is you take a length of wire, you run it out a few times, then coil it back on itself. But you make it pretty long, and then you braid it or do whatever you need to. Then when you're done, you coil it around, just some form, some circular form, cylindrical form, and then you clip off on one side the excess on either side. Then you can kind of bend that around to make a blunt end basically on either end. So it's not a whole ring. It is kind of a C shape basically, which means you can then expand it and contract it and such. So we're gonna see how that works out. So this first style is gonna be based off of this coil. And let me just see if I can save that off here real quick and get you a little idea of what that looks like. I think I can do that. So yeah, 1 second while I shrink that down a bit. You'll get an idea of what I'm going for here. So that's the goal, and we're going to see how close we get to that. So we're going to kind of braid things around. And so the idea here is that we basically we spin this around to 3 lengths, and we go from there. So I want it to be, it's that, I mean, that's plenty. So yeah, so I think that's going to be my working length. And so again, I need 3 of those. And I'm just going to find out what happens here. Again, I've never done this before, so I'm just trying this out to see what happens. I'm not sure if this is the best tool for the job either, but it's what I've got. So we take this, and then we're going to basically just braid it. Okay. So in their case, we got it like this. And it looks like they clipped it. Let me just double check here. Fold in half and cut another piece to add to the first one to the top of the wire together. You can secure it in place. Okay. So we do indeed want this to not be... Actually, I have a better tool. Yeah. I think these needle-nosed pliers will be much more effective for this. So I think we can use this. We can cut that. I thought I could cut that. It does not go together as much as I thought it would. So that would just snip right off. Apparently not. Okay. And they wanted to braid those together. I'm not seeing how they are braided together. I guess we have to literally braid them together. So we're going to do that. I'm going to braid. Okay, hold on. Let's zoom in a little here so you can see what I'm doing a little better. All right, so there's my stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and kind of pinch that a bit. And then I'm going to take this, braid this over here, and this over here. It's surprisingly not easy to braid wire like this. This goes over like that, right? And then, wait a minute. I'm getting my braids all messed up. So here's this. This one's in the, so there's my center line. This is gonna braid like this, then like this, then like this, then like this, and like this, and like this, right? That's how you braid, isn't it? Okay, I'm starting to braid. Like this, and like this, like this, then like this. Yeah, we're starting to braid. Okay. Kind of a simple braid. And then when you get part way down, maybe I should be more careful with my braids. But let me just pause there. I'm going to grab a bead, a venerable bead. Let's pull a few out here. Oh, okay, hold on. It's actually a little packet. Cool. So I can do that. It's copper, so I want to use a little silvery thing. Slide that on there. Okay. Is that right? No. This is the center. So we slide that on here. Okay. And then, again, I hope if I do this right, that's there. So this should be going like that, and then like that, maybe? No. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's the center. So this would fold over like this, and then this like this, I think. I'm kind of keeping that one in place. And then we fold this one. No. Okay, I'm clearly getting my braids wrong. But again, this is all experimentation, so I'm not too worried. So I think this one's going to be a bit of a failure, but we're learning, and the next one will be better. Okay, so that is kind of the idea, that we have these twists of metal. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this one out, and then do another one. The idea is we do this, we kind of curve it around. So there's my bead. Curve it around. Hey, Gorilla. Where do I come up with the idea for Workshop Wednesday? Good question. I just look on, frankly, I just look on Thingiverse for cool ideas. So I'm going to actually twist this around a little bit. Need to clamp the end of something to help you braid with both hands. That's a very good idea. So let me clip that about there. Let me see what I can do. And then same thing on the other side. So I want this to be about there. Okay. And then let me just look at the instructions, now that I have that, on what they did. So we then take those, we just sort of peel them back. All right. I don't have a great, perfect tool for this, although that's bending quite well. I'm just bending this around like this. Although hers, or the one I'm seeing, bends it back. Okay, so it is literally curling them all the way back. Okay, so I get it. All right. So we curl these back until they're basically like hooks. And then I'm going to more or less smoosh those. Actually, yeah, like that. So I'm just pushing each of those hooks, and those are basically right next to each other. I'm going to kind of hope I can push both of them. Yeah, kind of like that. Why isn't that becoming the shape I want? There we are. So we're just curling those back and then smooshing them. Pretty literally. Let me see if I can't, while I'm here, do a little more braiding just to tighten those up a little bit. Okay. And then we twist them into loops. And then press those loops down so that so the sharp end is basically pressing right up against the other side. So now I can just fold this in, and then ideally, well, let's put it here. See what this looks like. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. But that is the idea. So you have this here. Yep, a lot of smooshing. There's that, and then there's a little bead on the other side. Okay, so now that we have that, how can I clamp one end? Aha, 1 second. I do have clamps. So we're going to go very simple on here, kind of old school. Let me grab a convenient, there we go. I'm going to grab a book. See how this works. May have to adjust things a little bit. Maybe a little too big. Let me try something smaller. I need height, but I don't want depth. So I need something like this. There we go. Turning to the west. So there's just a stack of books, and then I'm going to take just a simple C-clamp and put that on one edge of the book. So let's see here, so to speak. I'm going to go here. Who's lucky lady? Yeah, no one just yet. So here's my line. And so we will do this, and then we will fold it back around, and we will clip that. Okay. Okay. So there's our coil. And now let me adjust slightly. Don't need to be quite that far in. Okay, so there's my coil. So what I'm going to do, exactly to your suggestion there, Gorilla, is, I need to clip this side. That's not doing me any favors. I need to braid that. So actually I have another idea on this too. Come on, I don't want that. Okay. So, here are my lengths of wire. And I'm actually going to straighten these out somewhat, because I'm realizing every little bend in these wires causes issues when I then start to twist them. I want them to be nice and straight. Okay. So now hopefully. There we go. Simple little C-clamp. Exactly. That is exactly the fun part. It's all trial and error. Okay, so now, brilliant idea, Gorilla Monsoon. Let me get this out of the way because it seems to be confusing the camera. All right, so now we should be able to take this, braid, braid, braid. Yeah, this is much tighter. Much nicer. So I'm just folding each one over. So outside goes in, outside goes in. Trying to get it fairly close. I have some other designs too I want to play around with, but let's pause there. Grab another little silver ball. Oops. Slide that on. And then again, just try to get that on there as tightly as possible. And it does not want to get tight. Let's just tuck that in a little bit. And then see if we can't. Yeah, it's a little. Yeah. Okay. Getting some interesting resistance from the wire. Just don't want to twist up there, but I think we're getting back into it. We're gonna find the little beads just at the craft store. They were just beads that were sitting there. I was like, oh, that makes sense. This wire is also from the craft store. It's just like random wire, random craft store wire. So I'm like, cool. Okay, we keep on braiding and braiding. These might end up as props for my D&D game. It also would not be unsellable online if you want to set up an Etsy store. Might work pretty well for that. Okay. Let's pull that out. And then, oh, these are not braided very closely. Okay, so obviously I wasn't able to braid this end because it was all clamped up. So I'm glad I have the extra space. And now let's do the thing from before. So I'm going to actually make this a little bit bigger than before. So let's, yeah, I'm just going to say, obviously I know I don't want any of this stuff. Although I could braid it now that I have it. I agree. Yeah, this is definitely kind of Ren Fair material. So let me just clip off here. And then clip off roughly the same spot on the other side. And then we can take those. Actually, I wonder if I can just do this. I just gotta grab them all and squeeze them down. I can. That works surprisingly well. Okay. And then same thing over here. Can I just grab all of those, pull them over, and smoosh them down? Not as easily. Interesting. They do tend to coil. That's okay. All right, so let's coil it. Oh, see, I didn't. That's not very even. You can see where the bead is, but if you were to still just, you know, make it work, that's not too bad. Like you say, that's the rating on that is much nicer with that. Cool. Okay, so that's good to know. So we're starting there. That's, again, not bad at all. And a little bit of adjustment. So you can see the angle of this isn't great, but you can just grab it and twist it a little bit to make it more correct. So not bad. Again, I spent a little money on that. Okay, so next thing to try. I know there were some other things in here. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So next attempt is gonna be this. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Little bit of a bigger challenge there, as you can see. Yeah, we're gonna try doing. Whoa, hello. Focus. Focus. There we go. We're gonna try a bunch of beads. I also have like silvery wire, so I'm thinking of maybe trying. Yeah, let's just try it. I'm gonna do, gold on the silver. So we want. That seemed like a good amount. Let's do there. And then come back. Okay, so we clip there. This time I'm going to try to clamp it a little more closely, so I don't have quite as much wastage on the end. Again, you learn as you do it. And we'll try to straighten this out somewhat. Gosh, hello, come on. Focus up, focus, 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 focus. All right. We'll take that, pull out our clamp a bit, and push that in. Oops. There, nice and, that was kind of loud. Yeah, definitely a little more advanced this time. I'm going to clamp that in like that. Okay. So there we go. Having some issues focusing. So maybe I need to, real quick. Yeah, let me adjust my focus. This needs manual focus. Nope. Okay, let's try that. Okay. So as before, I'm just going to go ahead and just start weaving, braiding the wire, trying to be fairly tight on that weave. Oh, but I want to weave in right. Okay, so I'm going to get a few of these going. All right, so let's stop there, and then we'll grab a gold bead and run that down here, and then we fold in, and then fold that in, and then go in like this. Okay, wow, this is going to be interesting. Another gold bead. Ooh, no. No, okay. That wants to fold under, so I think I need another, I think I need one more twist before I can put another bead on. Okay. So that goes in like this. Cool. Okay. Then we braid that around. Yeah, that's catching. And then we do one braid afterwards. Okay, cool. That's coming along. That's not too bad. Do another one. There's also a tutorial in here for basically putting a gem on, where you basically just braid one, and then you glue a gem on. So you just take like this very, basically like an epoxy almost. Yeah, I'm trying to get that to go there, and then pull that back around. Okay, good. And then again, one more. just to sort of tie it off. Okay. Hey, Marion. Good to see you. So yeah, you just put in a big old dab of a sort of a glue, and then you press a diamond or other gem on that, and then once that's dried, you can, yeah, it's looking nice. You just take a blade and cut away all of the glue, which does make some sense. Okay. So this is definitely a little more time consuming, but it also looks pretty good. What are y'all up to tonight? Chat room? I am making metal rings just as a fun experiment. By the way, I started using the journal that I made a couple weeks ago at work as just kind of a way of, you know, writing down what I'm working on and kind of keeping track of my work. Pretty cool. Folks, you know, it's gotten some attention at work, which is rather nice. Okay. Just got home from work. Cool. Yep, got home from work myself just about 2 hours ago. Was at work kind of late tonight. Had a lot of folks needing some help on today's project. So wanted to be available for them as much as possible. Okay, there we go. And weave that like that. Not sure how many more of these I'm going to have. Yeah, it's getting a little loose. Let's put this in here. So, yeah, trying to be helpful at work, trying not to leave people stranded. As some of you may know, I teach a coding boot camp for recent college graduates. And some days it's a little stressful on them. Okay, that feels like it's a fair amount of stuff. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to stop there with the beads. And we're going to braid a few more. Man, it is tough to braid this tightly. I'm going to do a few more. I mean, there's no reason not to do a bunch of strands here. After all. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, let's pop this off and see what happens. I have 30 students, although there are 3 other instructors. So, basically, one other, you know, instructor, and then a couple of TAs, effectively. Okay. And then here, again, similar thing. All right, so let's try. Like I said, I think I'm going to try just coiling this one over, coiling all 3 of these over, and then smooshing it down. Yeah, and same thing over here. Press them together. Oops. Coil them over, and then press them down. It's a lot closer than it is over here. Look at that. So there's that one there, and this bead down here. So I could actually play around with it a bit more, but let's form that. Put it on a finger, see what we get. It's quite wide for my fingers, but that's not a terrible thing. How do we think that looks? It's a little uneven, a little funky. Some of them are kind of loose, so they keep flying all over. Let me redo the auto zoom, autofocus, so we can get it a little closer. Oops, come on. 1 second. Okay. Oh, 1 second. My that's all. Sorry, you had some slight technical malfunctions there. There we go. Okay. So there's the ring. Again, pretty good. A little uneven on some of the baubles, but pretty good. Precious. Yeah, not bad. Okay. So we figured that out. That's fairly pretty. Let's see how close we can get on that. This camera doesn't like to get too close. So we'll try that close. Can we get that close? Yeah, you can see fairly well. Not bad. Okay. So we've got that ring so far. We have this ring. And then where was the other ring? Here's our third ring. We've done, okay, yeah, there we go. So, so check out this progress. So here's ring 1, which is more or less just, some wire moved around. And then ring 2, and then our much nicer ring 3. Yeah. Let's try to coil that a little bit more evenly, and you get there. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't mind paying a little bit of money for that. Yeah, I agree. I think that the multi-bead one looks a little better. I think a nicer bead of some kind on this would pop. So if I had something that was bigger and more obvious, I think this would look quite elegant. But that's okay. So that was that idea. I noticed she's actually very close. I'm actually curious. That looks like... there's the first one. So bring the wire with each bead a small bead. So this actually does... she is not putting a braid between. She's like doing one braid and then a bead, and one braid and then a bead. So she has twice as many beads basically as this one, but she also has smaller beads. So that explains that. Okay. Fair enough. So that'd be something to experiment with. And then the other one here is a one with a giant that's cool. Let's try that. So the other option is to take one wire, make a ring, like we had before, braid a ring, and then take a different colored wire and thread that around the other and through the other ring to create a kind of a stream of another wire, which is pretty cool. But yeah, these are all separate rings. Not one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. So we'll go with that length. I have plenty of wire. And obviously you could just strip some standard wire from electrical work, but it might be very thick, right? Lots of different possibilities there. So this next one, I'm gonna do something a little different. Just gonna experiment a little bit here. I'm going to try, first off, braiding more tightly. And then I'm going to put, I think, 3 beads in the center. And I'm going to try, weaving a silver cord through and see what happens. Or a silver wire through. Also, I'm going to try just a silver wire ring. Because these are all, that's silver. Okay, not actual silver. So we take these, grab our clamp. Let's clamp that up. Try to be fairly middle of the road on that. There we go. Okay. Cool. So, where are we? Okay. Here are our 3 strands. Actually gonna do that first, I think, or should I do that? No, I should do that. Okay. And then doop, 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 doop. Yeah, so I am weaving these very tightly, best I can. And now the more I do this, the more I'm realizing this is what separates the really quality craftsmanship and the really skilled people from the amateurs, because I can see how this weave, as tight as I'm trying to make it, is quite uneven each time. And again, part of that is probably the fact that I'm not straightening this. So the natural bends in the wire are causing some differences in how all this bends, but I'm trying to make this completely tight. So the weave is inconsistent. Interesting. Not complaining, just saying, oh, I can tell this now. It's good to know. And there are undoubtedly techniques to help with that. But how close am I? I'm going to do another few twists here. Did I sell my old house? Yes, I did. Because I was way out way far out from where I actually worked. And so I was able to buy a place that is much closer to where I work. So my commute is much, well, not much, but significantly shorter. I actually had it really short before. But then I had to change jobs. Okay, so let's grab a silver. I definitely want contrast here, so I'm not going to do gold on gold or silver on silver. Silver and gold, silver and gold. All right, so that's going to go there. I'm just going to pull that up a bit so I can try to twist this underneath that. I want to get that really tight, as tight as I can. And that one bead. All right, got the bead. So yeah, I enjoyed having the garden. I also enjoy not having a garden, as one might imagine. Gardens are awesome, but a big time commitment. So while I am not, horrified by that, I'm also fairly pleased I don't have to deal with all that gardening anymore. For now. I'll probably end up having a garden again someday. But for now, I can do without. One last bead, silver bead. So I don't know if by weaving this tight, it's going to be hard for me to weave this metal in. Oh, I didn't. This needs to go under. Oh, I didn't weave this right. Okay, whoops. Hold on. Wrong place in the wrong place. Okay, so that should be there. And I think, what am I doing? I must have woven this wrong. So I got things a little bit messed up here. Yeah, I'm definitely off like a braid. Hold on. All right, let's start there. So we have that. That goes here. So it's going to have to go... Oh, no. That goes... But they were all going over. Okay. Yeah, I messed up the braid somehow. One moment. That will go under. Definitely need to go under. Come on, get on there. Get on there. There we are. There we are. That was going to have to go up. And this will go like this. This will go like this. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, no, I'm screwing up this braid. I've lost the braid. Or the blade. Or the braid. Something like that. Wow. What am I doing wrong here? Hold on. That goes there. This is over there. So this should come over that. No. That's there. That goes under there. And that should come under there. Okay. Losing the thread here, but that's what happens when you try to make something and you're not sure how, and you get a little lost in the middle of what you're doing. Let me just twist these over a little bit. I think I can kind of rescue it. Okay. Dairy delivery, that's right. I did used to have milk delivered. Wonder if I could still get that out here. I don't know. Certainly not the same company, I don't think. They don't go out this far. But I could check. That was really cool. Getting fresh milk delivered weekly, or I think it was weekly. And cheese and lots of other things. Expensive though, as one might imagine. All right. So, need to keep weaving this. Yeah, this is not going to look particularly great. But nothing that I make tonight I expect to look, professional. I'm really just learning the ropes, so to speak. That is quite all right. So again, I need, wow, this is really much looser than the other side. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that goes over here. Yeah, I definitely messed up the braids up there, which means that these are off kilter, which annoys me. But maybe if I squeeze things down, I can get them fairly close. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Get the rest of this braided. So we have the full thing, and then we're going to try that thing. If I consider getting a pet, I have indeed. The problem is I live about with rush hour like 40 minutes away from where I work, and I am not comfortable getting a dog where I'm going to be away that much. I'm a bachelor, so I don't think that's really fair to the dog. And I'm not really much of a cat person. I like cats. I get along with cats. And cats seem to like me pretty much. But I don't really want a cat as a pet, right? I don't really want that responsibility. But I would have a dog. But again, I'm just not in the right position, life-wise. Oh, actually, wait. For a dog. Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm going to try weaving some of this wire through here. Just throw some out. And we'll just try it. The instructions are pretty vague. Just weave it. So I'm wondering if I take this and pop it through here. I'm going basically thread it like that. Use it like a needle. And then thread it through there. Can I? No, there's not really enough space. Try threading it through there. Yeah, I mean, this is so closely done at times, but this might work. Ooh, that's rather nice. And then we'll thread some up through here, maybe? Yep, that works. Be very surprised if this works. It's working. Oh, but it came back out. Hold on. Hold on. Put that through there. Ah, that's not holding very well because, gotcha. Hold on. And, let me just weave this around a little bit just so it ties that off. Okay. Then I'm going to pop this through here, maybe? Yep, that looks about right. Glad this is this bendy. And then I might just, I think I'm actually going to weave this around the, sorry. I'm going to weave this around the metal bits, the beads, and then I'll pop this through here. Yeah, I never would have thought you could get wire to work like thread, basically. It's amazing, really, in its own wacky way. Okay, and then we'll come back up here. I'm just kind of stitching, more or less, again as a kind of an experiment. Oh, there are definitely spots where it doesn't want to do its thing, and you have to kind of pull it and work it. And then we'll go in here. I like to work it. Alright, pull that through there, and then hopefully, actually I think that's pretty good, but I'm going to weave it one more time through the very end of that. And like on the other side, I think I can kind of twist those pieces. Oh, that's, okay. Yeah, I think I can kind of do that. All right, so let's even those out. Ooh, I also need to tighten up that metal. Tighten that out. There we go. Okay. And then we clip. Come on, clip. How big is that? That's a pretty big ring. I'm actually going to clip probably a little closer. And then again on this side. That even? Well, I can measure. There's that. And that goes to there. Okay. I'm not looking for ridiculously exact measurements, but something fairly close. Okay. And there's our beads. So I want to make sure I spin this in the right direction. I spin it round, baby, spin it right round. Okay. Oops. Get all the way over there. And then squish. That is nicely squished. All right. Yeah, those beads are uneven. That's annoying. But hopefully, let me get something cylindrical. This flashlight. Just to get in fact, I'm going to even do it this way. just to give it a fairly even. There we go. Oops. Okay. Let's even that out and then put it on. See what we have. That's fairly nice. Again, next time I'd definitely play around a little bit more with positioning these. So I have some issues with twisting. So I would pay a little more attention to that. But the little thin run of the silver definitely adds a nice little touch to it. Just kind of ups the elegance a little bit, which is rather nice. What would have taken anime's place if I never discovered it or become a fan? Good question. Probably animation in general. I always like animation and cartoons, so I can totally see myself being big into that. And not being as big into anime, but watching a lot of European stuff and South American stuff. Wow, that's really having trouble focusing. There we go. So yeah, not displeased with that. That is that's a ring. So yeah, there's let's take a look here. So again, this is just a simple clamp, so we could get it out of the way. Again, great idea there. Clean some of this out of the way. And 1 second, and we will refocus. There we are. So this was our first attempt tonight, pre-clamp. Second attempt with a little closer work there, twisting around. Third attempt, pretty elegant. And then our final attempt. See, each time get a little bit better. And you never know where that goes. Thanks, Gorilla. Yeah, I definitely, with some practice, this could definitely go somewhere. I could definitely see someone coming up with some pretty nice rings. So now you know, if you ever want to make rings, just grab a bit of wire. This is just, again, more or less random wire from the craft store. These are some simple beads from the craft store. And you can make some lovely little jewelry. So, good to know. All right, that'll do it for me for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Gorilla, and everyone else. And that'll do it. Until next time, make something.